Right now, somewhere in the Pacific, a person can apply for a brand new passport, never leave their house, and hold that passport in their hands in under 2 months. No job offer, no years of waiting, no language test. Just a plan and the right country. A second passport used to be something only the ultra-rich talked about. Not anymore. People want it for real reasons. A backup home if things go wrong, easier travel, safer banking, a future for their kids that isn't tied to just one country. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly which countries make this possible, what they cost, and how fast they move. Stay close because our #1 pick moves faster than most countries can even process a tourist visa. Let's start the countdown. We built this list by looking at one thing only: how easy it actually is to get citizenship. We looked at cost, how long it takes, whether you need to live there, and what the passport actually gives you once it's in your hand. From island nations you've barely heard of, to a country that lets you skip the investment completely. Here are the 10 easiest countries to get a second passport in 2026, starting at number 10. Number 10, St. Lucia. Picture this. You wire a donation to a government fund, you wait a few months and a passport arrives, for a country you may never have visited before applying. That's St. Lucia. It's one of 5 Caribbean nations running a citizenship by investment program, and it opens our list because it's dependable and still sits on the more affordable end of that Caribbean group. You can qualify through a government donation, a real estate purchase, or government bonds. The donation route starts around $240,000 for a single applicant, and most cases close in 4 to 6 months. You never have to set foot in the country to get it. Once approved, that passport opens visa-free or visa-on-arrival doors to more than 140 countries, including the UK and the whole Schengen area. And you're not doing this alone. Spouses, children, even parents can be added to a single application. Here's the catch. St. Lucia isn't the cheapest option on this list, and due diligence checks have gotten stricter in the last year, so your financial history needs to be clean. One more thing worth knowing. St. Lucia doesn't tax income you earn outside the country. That alone has pulled in a wave of remote business owners. It's a solid start. But the next country drops the price and keeps almost everything else the same. Number 9, Antigua and Barbuda. If you're building this for your whole family, this is where the list gets interesting. Antigua and Barbuda runs one of the most family-friendly citizenship programs anywhere in the world. A family of up to 6 can qualify under one standard donation. No extra cost per person, which is rare. That donation starts around $230,000 through the National Development Fund, and most applications wrap up in 3 to 4 months. The passport that comes out the other end gives you visa-free access to more than 150 destinations: the UK, the Schengen area, Hong Kong. There's also a door into the United States here. Investors get an easier path to a USE2 investor visa through a treaty between the 2 countries, something most passports on this list can't offer. The one condition to know: citizens must spend at least 5 days in Antigua within 5 years of getting their citizenship, or they risk losing it. It's a small rule, but it's one more Caribbean country on this list doesn't have. Antigua was also one of the first countries in the region to accept crypto payments for citizenship, a sign of where these programs are heading. Good for families. Even better for your wallet is up next. Number 8, Dominica. Dominica has one reputation, and it's earned it. This is the budget option that actually works. The donation starts at just $200,000 for a single applicant, one of the lowest entry points of any government-backed program in the Caribbean. No interview, no residency requirement. Most cases are done in 3 to 5 months. That passport gets you visa-free travel to more than 140 countries, including the UK, the Schengen area, and Singapore. And Dominica isn't new to this. The program has been running since 1993, longer than almost anyone else in this space. The trade-off is that Dominica's visa-free list runs slightly shorter than some of its neighbors, and processing can slow down when demand spikes. Here's something most people don't know. Dominica has used money from this exact program to rebuild the island after hurricane damage. Every applicant who gets approved is, in a small way, funding the country's recovery. Now here's where things get a little more premium and a little more historic. Number 7. St. Kitts and Nevis. This is where citizenship by investment was born. St. Kitts and Nevis launched the very first program of its kind back in 1984. 40 years later, it's still one of the strongest options on the market and still evolving. You can contribute $250,000 to the Sustainable Island State Contribution Fund or invest in real estate starting around $325,000 to $400,000. Property you can resell after 7 years. Processing takes about 4 to 6 months. The payoff is a passport with visa-free or visa-on-arrival access to more than 150 countries. Some counts now put it as high as 167. Plus a tax setup with no personal income tax, no capital gains tax, and no inheritance tax. It costs more than Dominica or St. Lucia, and if you go the real estate route, your money is locked in for years before you can walk away with it. One perk that surprises people: St. Kitts citizens can apply for a 10-year U.S. tourist visa, one of the longest validities any Caribbean passport holder can get. Everything so far has been about buying your way in. The next country changes the entire game. Before we go further, don't confuse citizenship by investment with buying a passport off a website. These are legal government programs backed by treaties and international law. What changes from here is the path. Some countries don't want your money, they want your time. Number 6. Turkey. Imagine buying an apartment, one you could actually live in, rent out, or just hold on to, and having that single purchase turn into full citizenship in a country that bridges Europe and Asia. That's Turkey's offer. Buy real estate worth at least $400,000, hold it for 3 years, and citizenship typically follows within 6 to 8 months. Turkish citizens can access the E2 investor visa route into the United States, just like a few Caribbean nations, plus visa-free or visa-on-arrival travel to over 110 countries. Unlike a donation, this investment can pay you back. That property can generate rental income the entire time you're waiting. The trade-off is size. This costs 2 to 3 times more than most Caribbean options, and your money is tied up in that property for the full 3 years. Here's a number that puts Turkey in a category of its own. It has issued more investment-based passports than any other country on Earth. By volume, nothing else on this list comes close. Real estate got you this far. Our next country proves you don't need a treaty. You need the right treaty partner. Number 5. Grenada. Here's a question worth asking. What if your second passport could also open the door to running a business in the United States? That's Grenada's edge. It's the only Caribbean citizenship by investment country with a direct treaty to the USE2 investor visa. A real practical path to living and working in America without a visa lottery or a sponsor. The donation option starts at $235,000, or you can choose real estate starting around $270,000. Processing runs 4 to 6 months, in line with most of the Caribbean. Grenada's own passport is strong too, visa-free access to over 140 countries, including China, which very few Caribbean passports can say. Because of that E2 treaty, though, demand has grown, and so has scrutiny. Due diligence can take a little longer here than in some neighboring programs. Grenada is proof that a second passport isn't just about travel. Sometimes it's about the door behind the door. If you've made it this far, you're already halfway through the list. And you clearly care about this stuff more than most. Take 2 seconds and hit subscribe, because the next 4 countries include the cheapest passport on Earth, the fastest passport on Earth, and one country that hands you citizenship without asking for a single dollar of investment. Let's keep going. Number 4, Argentina. Now picture something completely different. No donation, no investment fund, no real estate purchase. Just you, living your life in a new country for 2 years. Argentina breaks the pattern on this list, and that's exactly why it earns a top 4 spot. There's no citizenship by investment program required here. Foreigners can apply for citizenship after just 2 years of continuous legal residence, one of the shortest naturalization timelines anywhere in the world. In late 2025, Argentina moved the entire process online, replacing an older, slower court system with a digital application through the National Migration Platform. Residency can come from a passive income visa, a business, or a job. There's no minimum investment required at all. Once you qualify, the Argentine passport opens visa-free access to around 170 countries, including the Schengen area, the UK, Japan, and South Korea. Dual citizenship is fully allowed, but this path asks something the others don't: your actual time. You need to genuinely live in Argentina for 2 years, hold a basic conversation in Spanish, and keep your residency continuous. Leave for too long, and the clock can reset. A new $500,000 investment route was also expected to launch in late 2026 for people who'd rather buy their way past the wait. 2 years of living somewhere sounds like a long time, but compare that to 5, 8, even 10 years in most other countries, and Argentina suddenly looks like one of the fastest legitimate paths on Earth. Now we're entering the final 3, and the price is about to drop harder than anywhere else on this list. Number 3, Nauru. This is one of the newest programs in the world and already one of the friendliest to families. Nauru's standard contribution to its treasury fund is $115,000. But apply before the mid-2026 deadline, and that number drops to roughly $90,000. Processing takes just over 3 months. Nauru recently tore down its own restrictions. Spouses, children, parents, grandparents, even siblings can now be added to one application, with no age limits and no financial dependency requirements. Few programs anywhere let you bring this much of your family along. The passport itself opens visa-free or visa-on-arrival access to more than 85 destinations, including Singapore, Hong Kong, and the UAE, a shorter list than the Caribbean, which makes Nauru a better fit if your priority is Asia and the Middle East rather than Europe. Here's a fact worth sitting with. Nauru is the 3rd smallest country on Earth by land area, and yet right now, it's running one of the most flexible family citizenship programs on the planet. 2 countries left. One is the cheapest passport on this entire list. The other is the fastest. Number 2, Sao Tome and Principe. What if getting a second passport costs less than a used car? That's Sao Tome and Principe. Launched in August 2025, this program starts at a non-refundable donation of around $90,000, the lowest price tag of any government-backed citizenship program on this list. Processing can wrap up in as little as 2 months, done completely remotely. No interview, no in-person visit at any stage of the process. For the price, nothing else here comes close. But because the program is so new, it doesn't have the decades-long track record that Caribbean programs do, and its visa-free access list is still smaller and still growing. In under a year, Sao Tome and Principe went from having almost no international citizenship program at all to sitting at number 2 on this list. That's how fast this space moves. And now the number 1 spot. If you've made it this far, you already know more about second passports than most people ever will. But nothing beats what's coming next. Number 1, Vanuatu. Imagine submitting your application on a Monday and holding an approved citizenship before the end of next month. That's not a sales pitch. That's Vanuatu, and it's why this country takes the number 1 spot as the fastest legal citizenship by investment program in the world. The minimum contribution is around $130,000. Processing takes as little as 45 to 60 days, faster than almost every country we've covered today. There's no residency requirement, no interview, and applications can even be completed using cryptocurrency. That passport opens visa-free access to more than 100 countries. And the tax setup is about as clean as it gets. No personal income tax, no capital gains tax, no inheritance tax, no corporate tax. For entrepreneurs and for families who just want a backup plan, it's hard to beat. It isn't perfect. Vanuatu's visa-free list doesn't include the United States or the Schengen area, so this works best as a mobility and tax play, not as a stand-in for a European or American passport. Here's the fact that sums it up. Vanuatu can turn a completed application into approved citizenship faster than most countries can issue you a simple tourist visa. That's the whole list. That's why it's number 1. So that's the countdown. From St. Lucia all the way to Vanuatu, the fastest legal passport on Earth right now. If none of these fit your situation, there are other doors too. Countries like Ireland and Italy grant citizenship through family ancestry if you have the right bloodline. Countries like Spain and Ireland grant it through marriage after just 1 year. The right path always comes down to your money, your time, and your family history. A second passport isn't really about travel. It's a backup plan for your business, your family, and whatever comes next. Which country on this list would you choose first? Drop it in the comments. I read everyone. If this helped you, subscribe to Borderless. Next week, we're covering an even bigger topic. You won't want to miss it.